Imagine a country almost entirely cut off from the rest of the world. A place where the borders are not just lines on a map, but formidable barriers, guarded, electrified, and watched day and night. From space, the Korean peninsula tells a story in light and darkness. South Korea glows with the energy of modern life, while North Korea remains cloaked in shadow, a stark reminder of its isolation. This is a nation where the outside world is not just distant but almost unreachable, and where the flow of information, people, and ideas is tightly controlled. Step into the countryside, and it feels as though time itself has slowed to a gentle crawl. In rural villages, people still wear traditional hanbok, and ancient customs are woven into daily life. The architecture, from centuries-old temples to humble homes, speaks of a culture that has endured through dynasties, wars, and revolutions. Here, the rhythms of planting and harvest, of festivals and rituals, continue much as they have for generations, largely untouched by the relentless march of modernity that has transformed so much of the world. Yet, even in the capital city of Pyongyang, where monuments rise and the Taedong River winds past grand boulevards, there's a sense of another era. The Juche Tower stands as a symbol of self-reliance, a philosophy that has shaped every aspect of life here. The city's skyline, with its imposing structures and carefully planned spaces, reflects both ambition and restraint, a vision of progress but on North Korea's own terms. North Korea is a land shrouded in mystery, its landscapes veiled in mist and its stories often hidden from view. For outsiders, it is a place of endless fascination and speculation, a country that is frequently misunderstood and misrepresented. The towering statues of its leaders, the solemnity of its monuments, and the reverence of its people all hint at a complex history and a society shaped by decades of isolation and ideology. But beneath the surface lies a unique culture, a resilient people, and a landscape that holds echoes of a forgotten past. Children laugh and play in schoolyards, farmers tend to rice paddies with quiet determination, and dancers perform age-old routines that celebrate the spirit of the Korean people. Despite the hardships and the challenges, there is a sense of pride and perseverance that runs deep, a testament to the strength of those who call this place home. This is the story of a journey into the heart of isolation. It is a journey that reveals not just the barriers that separate North Korea from the rest of the world, but also the threads of humanity, tradition, and hope that endure within. As we travel these empty roads and gaze upon these silent mountains, we begin to understand that even in the most isolated corners of the earth, life persists, stories unfold, and the human spirit endures. Tucked away in the northeastern part of Asia, North Korea is a country that often captures the world's attention, yet remains shrouded in mystery. To truly understand North Korea, it's important to first locate it on the map. The country is situated on the northern half of the Korean peninsula, a landmass that juts out from the Asian continent and is surrounded by water on three sides. North Korea shares its longest border with China to the north, a boundary that stretches for hundreds of kilometers and winds through rugged mountains and river valleys. This border has played a significant role in the country's history, serving as both a gateway and a barrier between North Korea and its powerful neighbor. To the south, North Korea is separated from South Korea by the infamous Demilitarized Zone, or DMZ. This heavily fortified strip of land is one of the most militarized borders in the world, lined with barbed wire, guard towers, and soldiers on constant watch. The DMZ is not just a physical barrier, but also a powerful symbol of the decades-long conflict and tension that have defined relations between the two Koreas since the end of World War II. Despite being only about 250 kilometers long and 4 kilometers wide, the DMZ has become a stark reminder of the peninsula's division and the ongoing challenges to peace and reunification. North Korea's geography is further defined by its coastlines. To the east, the country is bordered by the Sea of Japan, known in Korea as the East Sea. This stretch of water has long been a vital route for trade and fishing, though today North Korea's ports are largely closed off to international traffic. The eastern coastline is rugged and scenic, with dramatic cliffs and small fishing villages dotting the shore. The sea itself is rich in marine life, but access is tightly controlled by the government. On the western side, North Korea meets the Yellow Sea, a shallow body of water that separates the Korean peninsula from China. The western coastline is characterized by wide tidal flats and river deltas, which have historically supported agriculture and fishing communities. The Yellow Sea has also been a strategic point for trade and military activity, But like much of North Korea, this region remains largely inaccessible to outsiders. North Korea's unique position, bordered by powerful neighbors and surrounded by seas, has contributed to its sense of isolation. This isolation is not just geographical but also political and cultural. The country's borders are tightly controlled, with few people allowed to enter or leave. Checkpoints, closed gates, and a lack of cross-border movement are common sights, reinforcing the sense of separation from the rest of the world. The landscape itself, with its mountains and rivers, adds to the feeling of remoteness and inaccessibility. Officially known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, North Korea has chosen a path of self-reliance, or juche, as its guiding ideology. This philosophy emphasizes independence in politics, economics, and defense, and has led the country to limit contact with the outside world. As a result, North Korea remains one of the most isolated nations on Earth, with its people and culture largely hidden from global view. Understanding where North Korea is on the map is just the first step in unraveling the complexities of this enigmatic country. For those granted access, a trip to North Korea is like stepping back in time. The capital city, Pyongyang, is a showcase of grand monuments, wide avenues, and socialist realism in its architecture. Daily life is centered around the values of collectivism, self-reliance, and unwavering loyalty to the ruling party. The pace of life can feel slower, a stark contrast to the bustling, interconnected world outside its borders. Traditional Korean food is central to the country's culture. One of the most famous dishes is kimchi, a spicy, fermented cabbage that is a staple in every household. Other popular dishes include Pyongyang cold noodles, a refreshing and flavorful dish perfect for warm weather, and bibimbap, a colorful mix of rice, vegetables, and meat. Despite limited access to outside ingredients, North Korean cuisine remains a source of national pride. Traveling to North Korea is not for the faint of heart. It requires, careful planning, adherence to strict rules, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. Tourists must travel in organized groups accompanied by government-appointed guides. Independent exploration is not permitted, and interactions with local people are often limited. However, for those seeking adventure and a glimpse into a world rarely seen, the experience can be both fascinating and unforgettable. One of the most striking things about North Korea is its unique sense of timelessness. As you walk through the streets of Pyongyang, you quickly notice that the city seems to exist in a world apart from the rest of the globe. The pace of life is slower, and the atmosphere feels almost frozen in a bygone era. There's a sense that time here moves differently, untouched by the rapid changes that define so much of the modern world. Without the influence of global trends and technology, the country has developed a distinct cultural identity. The markets are filled with goods that seem unchanged for decades, and the architecture reflects a blend of Soviet-era design and traditional Korean motifs. People go about their daily routines in a way that feels both familiar and foreign, with little sign of the digital distractions that dominate life elsewhere. The absence of international brands and advertisements creates a visual landscape that is uniquely North Korean, and the sense of community is palpable in every interaction. Traditional clothing, such as the colorful hanbok, is still worn for special occasions, and you'll often see women dressed in these elegant garments during festivals or family gatherings. The hanbok's vibrant colors and flowing lines stand out against the muted tones of the city, serving as a reminder of the country's deep-rooted customs. Even in everyday life, there's a respect for tradition that permeates the culture, from the way people greet each other to the foods they prepare and share. Traditional music and dance performances are a source of national pride. These events are not just entertainment, they are a celebration of heritage and identity. Musicians play ancient instruments and dancers move with precision and grace, telling stories that have been passed down for generations. The audience, whether local or visiting, is drawn into a world where history and art are inseparable, and where every performance is a tribute to the resilience and creativity of the Korean people. Honestly, a visit to North Korea is like stepping back into a different era where the echoes of the past are present in every detail. The vintage cars, the stately monuments, and the absence of modern advertising all contribute to a sense of nostalgia. For many visitors, it's a rare opportunity to experience a society that has chosen to preserve its own path, largely insulated from the outside world's relentless push for progress and change. In the countryside, the feeling of timelessness is even more profound. Villages are nestled among rolling hills, and life unfolds at a gentle, unhurried pace. The landscape is dotted with traditional homes and ancient relics, and the rhythms of daily life are guided by the seasons rather than the clock. It's a world untouched by the passage of time, where the past and present coexist in a delicate balance, offering a rare glimpse into a way of life that has all but disappeared elsewhere. Beyond the capital city, North Korea offers glimpses of natural beauty. The country boasts stunning mountain ranges, picturesque countryside, and pristine coastline. Mount Paktu, a sacred mountain considered the birthplace of the Korean people, is a popular destination for domestic tourists. These natural landscapes offer a glimpse into a side of North Korea rarely seen in the media, and they're a reminder of the country's rich cultural heritage. It's important to remember that beyond the politics and the headlines, North Korea is home to millions of people. They are resilient, resourceful, and deeply connected to their culture and history. While the country's isolation presents challenges, it also fosters a strong sense of community and national identity. Engaging with the local people, even in limited ways, can offer a glimpse into their lives, their hopes, and their dreams for the future. North Korea remains one of the world's most enigmatic and misunderstood nations. Its isolation has created a unique and fascinating culture, a world frozen in time. While access remains limited, those who venture beyond the headlines will discover a land of contrasts, a place where ancient traditions meet modern aspirations. It's a journey that, honestly, challenges perceptions, sparks curiosity, and leaves a lasting impression on all who dare to explore it.